Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with his good friend and friend of the channel, Mr. Rylas Dana. How you doing, sir?
Awesome. Glad to be here as always.
Awesome. I got a very important question to ask you, but before we do that, let's remind folks of what your day job is.
Yeah, my day job. So I'm an attorney. There's stuff waiting on my like probate stuff to sign for me here.
So you are an attorney, right? You're a practicing attorney in the state of California and Arizona, correct?
Correct.
Awesome.
That's my day job. So estate planning, I help people set up the plans
Mhm.
to avoid probate, to make things easier for their families. And then I also administer probably about 50-50 in my business, good split on both sides of that. So I also help people administer plans or the lack of plans.
Mhm.
And I've helped some of your people on some fun things, like what do you
Nice.
do when the trust is gone? Like the house is in trust, but no one can find the trust.
Ooh,
So
that can't be
I
fun.
love stuff like that. And that's my day job. That's where I play during the day.
Awesome. And then on the side, you are a real estate investor. You last week or the week before, you talked about a deal you just got done, seller financing, all of that stuff. Rylas has a playlist on this channel. Just look up Rylas for some amazing stuff. The reason I wanted to highlight once again your day job as an attorney is uh, I believe that the time for creative financing is coming. I believe sub two, again, it's a big umbrella, but that name is a weakness of mine, something I've never done. I haven't learned. I need to. But there's some people out there, they hear the word sub two and they say things like it's illegal. And as an attorney, I thought I should ask you, is sub two illegal?
Yeah. So if you were to ask me maybe six, maybe probably 8 years ago, I'd probably say something like, yeah, maybe if I didn't
Yeah. Yeah.
understand it,
Right.
just my off the cuff attorney response is you can't do that. You got to get, because as attorneys, we're aware of the common clause in mortgage contracts, that due on sale clause.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, yeah, if you were to ask, maybe younger me,
Mm-hmm.
I would say that'd be my probably just knee jerk reaction, I would say,
Right.
if I didn't know and didn't understand.
Yep. And again, I think a lot of people go there, right? Many people know about the due on sale clause. It was actually, and I don't know if people know this, but back in the early 80s, due on sale loans were really far more assumable. They're straight up assumable back in the 70s and 80s. They are not that way today, hence the due on sale clause. But now that you are a real estate investor, you've gone to subject to and creative financing, and you've really dove in. If I were to ask you today, Rylas, is subject to illegal, what would you say?
Absolutely not. It's 100% legal. I guess, with the caveat, depends on how you do it. There's ways to do it that's purely legal, 100% legal.
And that's the key. You have to know that, because again, I think like a lot of things in real estate with contracts and all of that, there's obviously ways to do it wrong and thus illegal. But subject to is a standard way of buying businesses and real estate and other things that have notes. So again, it is, you can do it 100% legally, correct?
Yeah. So the person that's taught me this world is Pace Morby.
Mm-hmm.
So I met him years ago,
Mhm.
and I tell the story that I thought creative financing meant jail. It was always bad until I met Pace. Because until then, whenever I heard stories of creative financing, it was someone that ends up in prison because they got too creative. So that's kind of that was my background, and just being an attorney, it's like you just stay clear, and do
Yeah.
what everyone does.
Yeah. So if you were kind of straw man, again, I'm still learning, so I'm by no means the expert. As an attorney and what you've learned, can you sort of give at least a straw man of what the right way to do subject to is?
Yeah, again, I'll defer to Pace and his community.
Sure.
And there's people that know a lot more about it than me.
Mm-hmm.
So now what's really cool, I'll talk about the deal that I got done.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Please.
One of the, I guess, limitations or hurdles that I got over is you don't need to know all the stuff, right? It doesn't matter exactly what the contract says. So like before, so I didn't get worried about like, how to do the note and everything. I just hired a service to do all of that and all of the contracts. So I can talk, basic idea of a subject to, but yeah, rely on someone like someone in Pace's community, the sub two community. He's very vocal about, if you have any deals, just squat up with one of his community members and they'll show you their contracts and how they do it.
Yeah. So again, subject to is legal. It's actually on the California Association Realtors standard contract, right? So clearly there are ways to do it legally. So I want to take that off, because again, the reason this is important is I believe we're heading into a cycle where transactions are going to fall off a cliff. And as you know, when that happens, life event, right? You're an estate attorney. Life happens. You probably have some clients that, somebody passed and you need to your job is to disposition assets. And sometimes those assets don't have a lot of equity, and the right answer could be a subject to deal for some of them. Is that fair?
Yeah. So that's how I got into this real estate world, was, being a probate attorney and needing to solve problems. And having real estate and properties that don't, they're not a retail sale doesn't work for one reason or another. So they need different opportunities. Now, the subject to, I'll be honest, as a probate attorney, I don't love it, right? Because I'm just kind of like, hey, just get rid of it, dispose of the asset for maximum value.
Sure.
But what subject to? So if someone purchases a house subject to from an estate, at least the estate can get something, right?
Correct.
They get something in return, as opposed to usually it's a scenario where it's just going to get foreclosed on, where there's no equity and it's just going to go back to the bank.
Exactly the situation I have seen in an environment. Somebody buys a home, 30-year note, tragedy happens, 2 years in, they pass, they don't have equity, it didn't build up, didn't have time to. There's two choices, right? Give it back to the bank, or maybe the debt is an asset and somebody could take it over. So again, there's no margin to sell it straight up commission. There's not enough meat to pay anybody transaction costs. You got a choice. You do it subject to, so they get something, or you let it go back to the bank, and it's at least something to consider.
Yeah. So my day job as an attorney, there's what's called fiduciary duty, right? I'm usually representing the trustee or the personal representative of the estate. Sure. So end of the day, they have to do what's best for all the beneficiaries. So if something is better than nothing, right? It's a no-brainer at that level, if you can get something out of it. Now, a real challenge we have is kind of what you just described. When there's properties, sometimes we're looking at, all right, how big is the problem? Is there enough equity there where we're going to have any equity left, right? Or is the problem bigger than the equity?
Exactly. Yeah. And again, I think we're running into an environment where, again, I think the Fed broke housing, where it's going to be flat for years and years. However, there will be some people that have mortgage rates under 3%, where the asset is the debt and the debt is tied to a property. So I think there's going to be ways sometimes where they will get something and there won't be, a foreclosure and just nothing happens. So it's going to be interesting to see this unwind over the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, it's exciting. So I'm already seeing it so in my day job, I see a lot of people that are, some of those people are trying to sell houses and now they're sitting there for a while. Now they've been on the market, 45 days. So I'm talking to them, what are your options, right? If, what are you going to do? Do you want to just, lower the price until you sell it? Or when there are low mortgages with low interest rates, I feel as an attorney, I feel like I'm adding value by showing them that option.
Exactly. Right? Yeah, that will be a lifetime asset for many homeowners, I think. Yeah.
So options with either seller financing or selling subject to the mortgage. So I have in the last few weeks, I probably talked to like 3 different people that are in that situation, selling a property, have a low mortgage on it, but some equity. So I've introduced to them at least the option. Hey, look, if you don't get the price you want, some of these other options, if you want a solution for your next investment, that's the type of people that the seller financing works for. So seller financing is if they actually have some equity left. The subject to, so if there's still the mortgage, if they leave that in place, that helps and they let the new buyer assume that makes it easier to structure a deal that's a win-win for both sides.
Yeah. I think there's, again, all of this stuff is new to me. I don't know it. I'm learning. I'm even behind you, Rylas, in full disclosure. I need to get a part of Pace's community and learn more and more. And it's just, I like to prepare. And I think this is going to be a skill and experience that will prove fruitful in 2023. You're also in Phoenix, and your night job is a real estate investor. I keep seeing stats about Phoenix market. Inventory is rising rapidly. iBuyers are really struggling, thankfully. What's going on in the Phoenix market if we just kind of wrap up this episode?
Yeah. So whenever I have free time, I'm calling agents or doing whatever. So the other day I called, in my little buy box, the zip codes that I watch. I called everyone that's over 30 days.
Nice. Yes.
So,
yeah. I just did an article, just got printed in Business Insider, talking about my strategy completely changed in the last 90 days. I no longer look at first day listings. It's all older listings, and Business Insider picked that up and ran a story this Sunday. So more and more people look at days on market, start fishing for motivated sellers.
It's a lot of fun. Realtors, they're like Uber drivers and lawyers, they're not all that great.
They're not all equal.
No, it's funny. So like one, I was asking, what's going on? Like, is it occupied? Are they living there? Are they renting it? Is that why are you asking all these questions? I'm like, bro, I'm trying to buy this house.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to buy the house, dude.
And then they were renting it. He finally told me. I was like, all right, what are they getting for rent? And he's like, I'm not going to tell you. It's like, okay. It's like, good luck.
Yeah.
Next one, on to the next one.
Exactly. Again, folks, I hope you caught that. This is the environment where buyers have the power. It's increasing. If they don't want to play, just move on to the next one. Just write great deals, move on to the next one. Write great deals, move on to the next one. Rylas, where can people find you? Reach out if they want to get some support on probate estate setups in California, Arizona.
Yeah, you can go to rylasdana.com to find links to my law firm website, links to this playlist, all my stuff. So Mott Legal is my YouTube channel where I do most of the videos about seller finance. And again, I'm trying to spread the word on this, trying to normalize it so regular people realize that they have options. And it's not something that their realtor is going to tell them about or their banker. So, we got to spread the community or spread the word in our community.
Absolutely. Well, Riley, thank you for all you're doing. Thank you for answering this question. I appreciate you. And thank you for being a part of One Rental at a Time.
Thanks for having me.
You got it.